Hello, everybody, and today's verse is September the 25th. Let's check it out. It seems to be from First Corinthians, which I really like. As I said 2 videos ago, I like Corinthians because number one, it has the definition of love, and look at it. On this one, congratulations. It has the actual chapter for the love, so I'll get to read that to you. And love's a common subject. If you ask anybody, hey, what's a topic you can talk about? Everybody wants to talk about love, whether it be relationships, the bad, the good of it. Love's an easy topic to talk about. So I'll try to not keep it too lengthy. I think I've recovered this verse in the past though, but I'll go ahead and read the entire section, get to the specific verse, and then see what it does. And it always starts to take long. Yeah. Okay, I love this chapter because it'll tell you what love is so you can know for yourself. Because love gets a bad rap, love gets misjudged, love gets the wrong definition. These things in this world that we see, not always love. Love, unfortunately, is not so easy to find in this world. Nobody's just spitting out love left and right where you can just come get it. It's not easy to come by and it's not easy to find. So I will read it. And it says, Let love be your guide. That's the title. I may speak in different languages, whether human or even of angels, but if I don't have love, I am only a noisy bell or a ringing cymbal. I may have the gift of prophecy. I may understand all secrets and know everything there is to know, and I may have faith so great that I can move mountains. But even with all this, if I don't have any love, I am nothing. I may give away everything I have to help others, and I may even give my body as an offering to be burned, but I gain nothing by doing all this if I don't have love. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous. It does not brag, and it is not proud. Love is not rude. It is not selfish, and it cannot be made angry easily. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. Love is never happy when others do wrong, but it is always happy with the truth. Love never gives up on people. It never stops trusting, never loses hope, and never quits. Love will never end. But all those gifts will come to an end, even the gift of prophecy, the gift of speaking in different kinds of languages, and the gift of knowledge. These will all end because this knowledge and these prophecies we have are not complete. But when perfection comes, the things that are not complete will end. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, and I made plans like a child. When I became a man, I stopped those childish ways. It is the same with us. Now we see God as if we are looking at a reflection in a mirror. But then in the future we will see him right before our eyes. Now now I know only a part, but at that time I will know fully as God has known me. So these three things continue. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. So, yeah, that is the definition of love. Okay, let me tell you first of all to get into this. Let's just start off by saying what today's definition of love is. Because if you look around, you'll say, love sucks. I hate love. F love. Love spelled backwards is evil. I mean, love always gets this bad rap when this is not love at all. So, what you want to know is there are various forms, deceptive things that look like love. One of those things would be lust. So, everyone's experienced this. Human nature, it's animal nature, it's life nature just to always want to find someone else to be with. So, you see the animals. It's the desire placed in us so that humanity can persist. If we realize that we could have kids without each other, there would be no desire for each other. But since we have that desire for each other, it's mainly just embedded in us by God Himself, so that we can all. Because one day, all the women in the world, like I saw this like maybe 2 years ago, where all the men in the neighborhood, like it was in Africa or somewhere, all the men in the neighborhood were cutting up and they were always just fighting and battling or something. Something was going on. And then the women in the town just joined together and say, you know what? We're closing our vaginas. No more of this until these men get it together. And guess what? They changed the whole place, and whatever they were demanding is stopped because nobody was giving out sex. So women stood together and said, "No more sex until you stop this." And that's what happened. So just in case the women get smart in the world and just start shutting their vaginas down and say, "You know what? This is it. No more." Until these men get it together, or we get it together, and we can treat each other right, etc., etc. No more sex anymore. So in case that's a scenario ever in humanity, there's still this desire in each of us when we're of age or whatever to have or be with someone else. So with that desire, it's a greed, a self-pleasuring desire for your own self. You're not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna develop myself to be the best person for this person. So when I meet them, well, although we should, and some of us do this, but the majority, I'm saying, no one's just saying I'm gonna be the best person for this. All they're doing these days, this is the routine. What they do is say, "Ooh, that girl looks sexy," or "He looks sexy." We're just checking for body images and thinking what our eye like. Looking for eye candy. That's what it is. We would look for the eye candy and then we link up with the person, not caring who this person is inside. Some of us give it away on the first night or whatever. We're just pleasing ourselves. That's how to say it. We just worry about pleasing ourselves. Oh, I want this, so I gotta have it. I have these desires. My hormones are racing, so all I care is about something for myself. I don't care about if I'm gonna be long term with this person or not. I just want the sex. So with that, sometimes whether it be on first night or whatever, sometimes feelings develop in that moment where you're looking like this could be a love kind of potential, and you end up sticking together. Okay, but the thing that brought you together, which is not a bad thing, is the lust. Okay, but sometimes that's all it sticks at, the lust. No, even though you might stick together years and years, you never really find out love. You never have put anything in the relationship to open up the love there. All it has been is just robotic status. And that's how many people end up in divorces or broken up or their hearts broken because love is usually seen with a sacrifice. If you've never had to, I don't know, it's patient. Let me just go through this and say it one by one. This is what love is, and then we can go into what love isn't. Love is patient and kind. Now, in your relationship, if you're always arguing and barking at each other, my God says love is patient and kind. And God's patient with us. God is love. The definition of God, God is love. God is the word of here. His word is the Bible. God is all those things. God is love. So his word in the Bible and Jesus Christ, all those things. So if God is love, let's see if he's really doing love. Let's see if he's holding up to his title as love, because I'm going to compare what it says love is to God. Love is patient and kind. Did God take your life away today just because you did something sinful last week? No, he's patient with you. The times I've sinned in my life or whatever, he hasn't hurried and snapped his finger and said, your life's done. No, he gave me time to grow to this point. Having faith in himself that he is love worthy and that I would see that how much love he is, that I would come to him by my life path. So he was patient. He probably wanted to be with me when I was first born, which he did. Yeah, he was with me. But I didn't really know of him and I didn't really start turning to him until my older years. So through all those years he's waiting to fellowship and relate, and he still sometimes, even to this day, waits around for me to fellowship and relate to him even more when sometimes I'm neglectful of him. So love is patient and kind. That's what God is, because he has been patient and kind with me. I know that for a fact. Love is not jealous. It does not brag, and it is not proud. Let's see if God's jealous. Now in the Bible, it says, I am a jealous God. But he's saying it in a sense where he's saying in a sense where I'm a jealous God. I would love your attention. I would want you to respect me by free will, but I'm going to give you the free will to not do those things. if you choose to do so. So of course you're hurting me because it hurts my heart that you choose something else before me, but I'm gonna let you do what you want to do. And it says, love is not jealous. So if you are in your relationship or whatever, and you're always jealous, where you're harmful, or you start arguments and problems, and you're not giving the other person free will to choose, in your relationship you should be secure. Where if you send out your spouse to in the vicinity of 100 vulture hookers, that spouse will come back untouched and not to be with anybody. That's what, and you might be jealous just like God. You might be jealous in yourself, like, oh my God, I'm in this relationship. I gotta have faith in my spouse because I just sent them out with 100 vulture hookers, and I feel jealous, but I have to have faith in our love that they would come back without being with none of them. So there's an extent of jealousy. Sure, love is not jealous in the way where gets harmful, but of course if you have any kind of care for your spouse, you're gonna have some kind of jealousy around when they're turning their back on you in any kind of way, or going somewhere else without you, where it's temptations around or whatever. But you're gonna, at the end of the day, just hope that they choose you instead of, you know, acting like a kid in the candy store. It also says love does not brag. Does God brag? No, he tells you the facts. He tells you who he is in the scripture. He's not saying, I'm the God Almighty, serve me. Yeah, I'm didn't see all this? I created the world. Um, yeah, you can't do that, can you? Now there's a part in the Bible where he's trying to tell Job. If anyone knows the story of Job, this is a man, he had everything. The evil one went to God and said, the reason this man respects you and praises you is because you've given him everything. If you took everything away from him, he's not going to praise you anymore. I promise you that. And God allowed the evil one to go and disrupt the man's life and take everything away from him, his money, his farm, his land, his kids, everything. And he was left in the dirt with nothing. And the man was feeling kind of sad, and he was starting to, almost complain a little. And God came in and was like, wait a second. Who are you to tell me what I can and cannot allow? Are you the one who made any of this stuff? God wasn't bragging. He was explaining to him, I made all this stuff. I got you. I have the right to allow what I want to allow. Don't get pity partied about it. Don't be all sad and down about it. Of course, you're going to have a real, the reason to cry about your family or be sad, but don't think about, wondering if I'm a good God or not, that kind of thing. So God doesn't brag. He just tells you the facts, what he is, what he's about. It also says love is not proud. Same kind of thing as bragging. It also says love is not rude, it is not selfish, and it cannot be made angry easily. God's patience and his peace and his wanting to be good to us is apparent when he's dealing with the Israelites all throughout the Bible. They would always come to him, but after a while they would lose the praise for him and the interest of relating to God. They'd go out and do their own sinful things. And God would be so patient with them, and he wouldn't get so angry with them so quick. It would take a time until before he really, now it doesn't say love cannot be made angry at all. It says love cannot be made angry easily. So there is a point where if you're just in a relationship with someone and they just keep treating you wrong and wrong and wrong for no reason, especially, of course you're going to get mad like that. You're going to be upset about that. But it's not going to come easily. It's not going to be you walk past them one day and just like, oh, you make me sick. Not that kind of thing. That's not love at all. I mean, I saw this quote a few days ago where they said some person posted, a man posted, look, you're not going to win the argument with your wife or your girlfriend, so you might as well just let them win the argument anyway. And no, that's not the way to be, because that's how it's a trend out of this world. A lot of women are walking around with the imagination that, oh yeah, I'm running the household, and when I tell him to jump, he better jump if he wants some of this. That kind of attitude, it should not be in your relationship, and it should not be. You should not pressure your spouse where he's thinking or this could be vice versa. You should not be pressuring your spouse to where you think the spouse is thinking, I can never win an argument. I know this is whoever there is. Sometimes it's hard to determine what side's right or wrong, but usually it's pretty understandable what needs to be done. I mean, in an argument. And the person who's wrong knows good and well they're wrong. Sometimes lies get thrown in just so someone can look right or whatever. But both sides of the party knows what's the right way to go. And if you're on the wrong side and you're just yapping and yagging and whatever and just saying things just so you can win an argument, that's one sad person. You must win an argument? No. Only go by what's right. If someone's throwing out lies to you or whatever, don't just let it go on the wayside. Talk to them calmly as possible, but something needs to be addressed because if you don't correct it, it's gonna go on forever. If you're a man like the man who posted that, and you're in a relationship, and you know this woman is just coming to you just because you know she's trying to hold sex over your head, like if you don't let me win this argument or something, then I won't give you sex. That's borderline abuse. Nobody wants to live like that. Like, oh, every time I get in an argument with this person, I gotta lose because you know what? She's gonna say I can't have sex with her. Or she's gonna have a big problem. We're gonna argue for 15 months or something like that. Shouldn't this is if you find yourself arguing more than you do caring about each other, that's not love. The foundation of love in there is shaky and built on the wrong things. So you need to go back, rewind from the start and find out what in the heck is going on here where we have to be at each other's throats all the time. And sometimes it's best just for the peace of your life because it comes down to this. How many years do I want to invest in this BS? That's the question in the text. And if you find out that you should find out your life is more precious than to be around somebody who acts like they don't want to be around you, then that's when you have to realize, hey, I love this person, but I'm not loving me by being treated like this. I don't deserve it. And there are some women who's grown up by experience from what they've seen probably from their mother or whatever, where they get this I run the household kind of effect when it actually should be some kind of partnership. And also the man should slightly be above in leadership and everything like that. The woman should be able to look to her man and say, oh, okay, well, I need some leadership in this and that. He should be set as a leader there, just as an order of things. And I'm not saying this is God himself who says this. But pretty much, if you're a woman and you're in a relationship that's making everything hard, just know that you can just be out the side of your neck talking all day about anything just to complain. I mean, nobody wants to be around that. And then you wonder why your man is out cheating or whatever. But that's not the only reason men cheat, because you could be an angel to the man, and just because of his own problems, he goes out and cheats. So I'm not saying that, but not saying that that's the specific reason that someone will cheat on you, but you're supposed to be making your life peaceful. If you got to live all the time and it's always some kind of uproar, it's not worth it. Who has all that time to argue? Who knows, you could be the next Einstein, but because your brain is always set on you got to defend yourself in an argument, the world misses out on you. So put your energy where it's worth it at. Nobody has time to argue for the rest of their life. So that was that. Love cannot be made angry easily. It can get angry, just like when Jesus flipped those tables when everybody was disrespecting God's house. He was mad. He's not easily angered. Everybody knows this is not normally Jesus Christ. No, he never acts like this. So obviously something has pushed his button so much where he's got to come in here and throw tables around and yell at people. So, and that's how God is too. He lets the Israelites slip so many times and lets them get away with so much. But at the end of the day, he's like, you know what? This is too much disrespect. You don't get the picture yet. I'm giving you good things. I'm trying to treat you nice. I'm loving you. I'm caring about you. What is your problem? You're only putting yourself into destructive paths. And I'm not going to sit here and let what I worked for in you and bonded with you and let it go down the drain. I'm gonna step back and give you over to your consequences. And then when you're ready to call on me, I'll come back. So that's what you gotta sometimes do in a relationship or wherever. If it's always an uproar, a problem, disrespect, I mean, all this other crazy stuff that has nothing to do with love. Sometimes you just do like God and say, okay, I'm upset about this, but I'm not going to stick around for any more of it. When you're ready to grow up and relate to me and be in a real relationship, then come holler at me. But until then, I'll give you over to your consequences and let you see how life is without me. So that's what God does many times in the Bible, and we should do the same thing because that's a good example to follow. Um, Love is not rude. It is not selfish. Of course, those are rude things. You gotta check. It's a way of kidding around with each other. If you want to be rude or whatever, if you're just playing, and both sides know that you're being rude and just playing. But it's a side also that just is straight out rude and selfish. If someone is selfish, if someone expects you to do everything and they're doing absolutely nothing, and they have the audacity to act like they're doing something for you, it's just funny. Oh my gosh, because sometimes life gets too real. But if someone acts like they're doing something for you when they're doing absolutely nothing, and they expect you to do everything for them, and they complain on top of that, oh my gosh, that's too much. Um, do like God and back for a little bit. See, let them see how life is without you, and then that's when their eyes are like, Eureka! Oh my gosh, I wasn't doing anything, and this person was doing everything. But still, sometimes people don't learn. So also be mindful and ready of that, because some people are stuck in their ways where they don't have any clue of what to do for you. They're only just in for themselves. Um, so love is not rude, it's not selfish, it cannot be made angry easily. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. Now, this is saying that like there's two sides for everything. Like the jealousy part, like I said, it says love is not jealous. But in the Bible it says specifically that God is a jealous God. But there's two sides of it, just like this. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. Now, this is saying that you're not walking around in unforgiveness. If someone's done something to you and you're able to treat them like they haven't done anything to you, then you're not holding anything against them. You're not remembering wrongs against you. But if you're in a conversation and you have something to, someone's acting delusional, like they don't know what's going on, and you must flip back to the history and pull the resume and show exactly what's going on, then that's different from this. It's not, you're not holding wrongs against them because you don't have that attitude. It's all about your attitude toward it. And that's how you know if you're remembering wrongs against them or not. If every time you see somebody you look at them like, if you just have a mean mug inside or out about them, or an attitude that develops in you just by seeing that person because they've done something to you. But if they've done something to you and you can treat them with kindness and mercy and goodness and love, then you're doing the right thing and you're not remembering the wrong. Next, love is never happy when others do wrong. So you can't sit back and let your loved one, just this is why I do these Bible videos. Maybe this information will go to somebody who's needing some inspiration or something. So um, you're not going to be happy when you see someone else doing wrong because you know 9 times out of 10 you know there's a consequence to that wrong and you don't want to see your loved one go through it. But you're always happy. Love is always happy with the truth. Of course, everybody loves the truth, but nobody wants to hear it. Love never gives up on people. No matter what, you always want to stick in there and try, but sometimes it's not giving up on somebody when they're treating you so wrong that you have to back back. That's what God has done many times to the Israelites. They've done him so disrespectfully and don't give him the amount of praise and honor due after all the years that he's been good to them, fed them, made sure that their enemies are conquered, stuck by their side, and they still turn their back and want to sacrifice to other fake gods and kill their babies and sacrifice to other gods and do all these other disrespectful things. So he finally just backs back, which is what you're doing. Don't call it giving up. Don't think in yourself, oh, I'm giving up on people or the person that I'm supposed to love. No. Obviously, there's a reason that you gotta fall back. Obviously, he's done something. So, and the next one, it never stops. But I'm going back to that. If you're just saying, for no apparent reason that you're just gonna walk out of a relationship, there's no good valid reason for it, then you've given up. So you should think twice before you can get into a relationship. so that you won't have to give up on anyone. It never stops trusting. Love never stops trusting, never loses hope, and never quits. Love will never end, but all those gifts will come to an end. And it goes on and on and on. But those are the gist of it. Those are the bases of love. And that's how you can tell love from lust or any kind of other love. Humanity will start making progress when we can get rid of the phrase that love sucks. Every time you look around, someone has something negative to say about love, but it's not love, it's humanity. Sometimes humanity sucks. How we act as humans sucks. And we act as we shouldn't. So in all things, just love each other. Know what love is. Love is not gonna be. I'll call you back. All right. Love is not gonna be. Sometimes. Well, let me say this. People say love's not easy. Well, actually, it is. What's hard about treating the next person with some human decency? I mean, what kind of some people, I don't know, it's too much on this subject to get into, but for the general sense of it, love should be easy. Love's not easy. You gotta work at it. If you want to work at anything, just love somebody. What the heck's going on? Why would love be hard? I don't see it. I mean, when you get into a relationship, have it's best to like I posted this a few days ago when I see this man has reached his hands up either the woman's vagina or butthole all the way up to her stomach and snatches her intestines out, then slings them on the wall. And this is because while they were having sex, she screamed out somebody else's name 2 times, he said. But that's not love. You gotta check what spirit. Number one, if you have a godly spirit or a godly spirit or spirit that's open to serve God, you really got to be 10 times in your God. Because life has a way to set up to try to squash any kind of goodness out of you. And I've learned that firsthand for my own self. So even though somebody seems to, these people can come, what's the word? Um, People can come into your life and act like they are just your knight in shining armor or what God gives to earth or whatever. And I don't know. It's just so weird to explain. I can't tell you, but in like a little time, because I don't really want to make this a long conversation. But just watch who you mate with or who comes and tries to come into your life. Because you gotta really know who someone is inside the actual spirit. Outside can look great or whatever, but what's this person talking about on the inside? What are their intentions with your life? And sometimes you don't find out until a little while later or until you're in too deep where you're trying to bond with that person on a lifelong goal where you're like, what the heck? Where did this come from? And then you don't even know who you're with anymore. The person who approached you without this good personality or whatever isn't like that at all. So it's easier these days. You can easily thank God for social media today. Even though a lot of stuff on there can be fake too, but it gives you a general perception of what someone is like and what they're about. So at least you have some kind of preview. And if someone's on if you're in the mood of dating or whatever, if you're out for dating trying to find a life mate or whatever, at least you get to check into their social status or something, some kind of inkling of they've made some kind of foot track within their history where you can see at least a little something about them. Even if they make 2 or 3 posts out of 10 years, you can see what did they feel worthy of posting on this site. Who are they? Because a lot of people can come to you deceptive and you think there are good intentions for your life and they're only there to mess things up. And they're not doing it on their own, is their spiritual assignment because they haven't taken their spirit to develop. Something else has come in and started to develop their spirit. So it's either for you to take your time to develop your spirit with goodness, or something else can grab into you and try to turn you into something else that you never intended to be or wanted to be. Um, so yeah, just be on the lookout for who you link up with because these people are some people promote love and they have none. They don't even know what love is, but they know how to come to you. Women were nurturers, so they'll come to you with this maybe a pity story or something which really grabs your attention. You're like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. Oh, poor baby. You know what? I'm gonna take care of you. That other woman did you wrong, but trust me, I will never do you wrong. And then you start realizing that maybe it wasn't the other woman at all. Maybe it was this person the whole time, or that kind of thing. So, people have a lot of games to get what they want. So just be mindful that that's what's going on. Um, a lot of people, I didn't grow up with this idea, but a lot of girls grow up with the idea like, I gotta get my knight in shining armor to race in on a horse to come and grab me and keep me up like a Cinderella or something like that. But that's not reality. Magical stories like that do happen, but it's not common. And if everything seems perfect, so wonderfully perfect, instead of getting caught up in that whirlwind, of course, feel free to feel all those love feelings. They feel great. That's why we hook up with people. But at the same time, be mindful of why does this feel great? Who is this person really? What are they up to? What do they really want out of my life? Because a lot of people are only out for themselves. They're only trying to please themselves, and you're just the first option that they have. They're like, okay, I have this option. And usually, when you're meeting someone, they might, if they're especially if they're in a dating mode, just imagine how they pulled you. What, we're in the grocery store? They do this all day. I mean, of course, they're gonna have somebody else in their life. So be sure that just, I don't know. It's too much to say this. It's not, I'm trying to hop on different subjects and compile it all, but really each subject needs to be talked about. But let me go to the specific verse just so I can narrow this down because love's just a big topic. Um, and it's so much deception, it's a shame. Let me go back to the exact topic. But yeah, just be on your guard. Look out for what love really is by using this verse from First Corinthians 13. But 13:4-5, the topic of today is love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous, it does not brag, and it is not proud. And it did cut off in the middle. Okay. Love is not rude, it is not selfish, and it cannot be made angry easily. Love does not remember wrongs done against it. That's in the general sense what love is. And if you ever want to find out if your relationship is really about love, these things should be going on. There shouldn't be rudeness. That's not love. That's just somebody with a bad attitude who wants to put their bad happenings in life on you. Some people are so fueled up with anger and rage that they come into your life, and even though you're trying to love them purely and goodly, they just their anger and their bad energy just spills out onto you, almost like pouring a trash can on top of someone's head. So know what love is. Someone can confess all day with their lips, "I love you," but but last week you loved her. I mean, come on now. Um, love isn't hopping around to each person as soon as you can get the chance. I mean, sometimes in relationships, people set up so much to talk about in love. Sometimes people, you gotta watch a tricky somebody. I got too many tips. I won't even start because I'll never stop. Um, just watch a tricky somebody. That's all I have. That's the whole. It's too funny, but it's painful. This is crazy. Love is crazy, but the earthly kind of love that you know, that's crazy. But God's love is true, pure, beautiful, and it should be passed around the whole world. But we're never experienced. That's like if if you're expecting some kind of good kind of if you're on drugs or something, you're expecting some pure, authentic drug, and then somebody passes you the bootleg. You know the difference, but you might say that, oh, drugs suck. But really, it was it was because that was your first time having the drug, and you weren't experienced with whatever they call high quality or something. I'm not on drugs. I don't do drugs, but I'm just saying that for example. What else could I use for example? Let me see. Drugs. What could be high quality? Oh, TV. That's a better one. Skip the drug example because I don't promote drugs for you. But TV. If you have, what is that new thing? 4K. Now, if I brought you just came from 1910, the year 1910. You've never seen a TV in your life, and then I brought you to the future, and I sat down. Um, what's those old box TVs you used to have with the antenna on? If I sat you down in front of that, you'd be amazed, like, oh my God, that is so good. Oh my. And you would be just awestruck. Oh, this is good. But then when it starts getting fuzzy and you gotta hit the side of the box to make it work, you're gonna be like, this is a bunch of crap. Send me back to 1910. I don't like this. I'd rather see a play or something in action, a performance on stage, rather than this. I have to sit here and hit the side of the box. But if I brought you to this year from 1910 and I put a 4K TV, big screen TV in front of you, you want to keep that and stay for the rest of your life. So one TV will run you back to where you came from, and one TV would make you want to stay. So that's the difference between love. You're getting a taste of someone has the shell of love. It looks like the appearance of love, but within it, you poke inside of it and it's empty. I mean, there's nothing inside. There was no love. That was just a love capsule with nothing inside. It's fake. So all you have to do is just be mindful of what love is, as it is saying in 1 Corinthians 13:4 through 5. And hopefully you find love. It's hard to find. So the rare people out there who do have love, there's not many of them. So most likely you'll be with someone who doesn't have that pure, authentic, godly kind of love, but you're not going to just want to have to walk out the door on them. You can still grow. There's still hope for you both if you're both willing to say, look, today I realize that we are not loving each other. What are we going to do about it? Something must be done because I cannot go on with us being rude to each other, selfish to each other, easily angered, remembering our wrongs done to each other. What can we do about it? And when you see someone step forth and want to actually do that, then that's something you can build upon and turn it into a love it's talking about in the first. Other than that, you just suffer for the rest of your life. You're rude, you're selfish, angry, problematic, nothing, nothing lovely in your relationship at all. But I'm skipping subjects. I wish I could have 15 hours to talk about it. I think in that amount of time I could get all the subjects of love, but I just touched on some things. Just be careful because it's not easy to find love. Number one, know that. So if you think that, oh, today you met somebody, you gotta hurry up and call your family. I found someone. I think they're the one. I'm in love. Think again, because love's not that easy. You're not gonna find them in the grocery store down the street. That happens maybe once in a red moon, and the red moon was supposed to be last night. So you might, if it happened last night, you might be good. But most likely, this person is not packing the kind of love. They're most likely looking for someone who can please them for right now. And then love develops later on, if it even gets to that point. Sometimes it's just in a standstill of, stagnant nothingness. Just, hey, your face again. That kind of thing. So, and most of all, just be honest with each other, your feelings inside, what you do feel, share it with your partner, and let them know. If they don't care about hearing about it, then that partner should know eventually you're gonna lose who you're with. But again, too much, too much, too much, too much. You need maybe one day for as long as it takes. I'll just sit down and say, here it is, love, the whole topic. I don't know. But for right now, this is all I got. So have a good day and watch the next show, which is the 27th. Goodbye.